at university that I decided I didn't want to be in an office. I wanted a job that gave me physical work and exercise and allowed me to be creative. And now add that to being my own boss. It's wonderful. And I mean, with blacksmithing, I find it really is cliche to say it, but it is true. Making the item is far more valuable to me than when someone buys it. Don't get me wrong, it's nice when someone buys it, because of course you have to eat. But actually just making it, saying I made that, coming up with a completely original design or creation that no one else has done, mastering a particular technique, that itself is reward when you know you can then do it.
That's supposed to be the absolutely ideal career situation, where you...
I'm in it, it's wonderful. Don't get me wrong, it has been very hard to get here, and I certainly learned a new meaning to poverty, but...
oh, really?
We have this saying, if you wish to be rich, be a farrier, but you'll always be bored. If you want to be happy, be a blacksmith, but you'll always be poor. Because the money is in the farrier work. But heck, who wants to make horseshoes every single day of their life?
Could you possibly do both?
You can. In England, you have to be a licensed farrier in order to shoe a horse. I could work and make shoes and have a farrier shoe them for me, but they're really boring to make.
But I mean, maybe you could do some of that just for the money, and then some for
you
the...
have to kind of dedicate yourself to
Oh, really?
the other.
Oh, really?
Within
Okay.
farrier work, your name, well, just like blacksmithing, your name is everything. And if you are a full-time farrier, that is going to be better than if you are a part-time blacksmith with it as well.
Okay.
In some respects, it's easier to become a farrier and then switch to being a blacksmith. If you go to being a blacksmith first, essentially you will have spent all that time learning blacksmithing, and then you have to start right at the beginning again with farrier work. Don't get me wrong, you'll get the forge work side of farriery really easily, but you've actually got to learn the animal care as well. It's about 7 years altogether worth of training.
Really?
2 years access course, 5-year apprenticeship. And during all of that time, you will not be allowed to shoe a horse unless there is a master farrier watching you as you do it. Once you are a qualified farrier, licensed farrier, yeah, you can shoe horses to your heart's content, make a lot of money from it by all means, but your name is everything as well. So you make one mistake, no one's going to use you again. We'll talk about horses that cost £1 million. This is the thing.
Right.
Same with blacksmithing. If I made a handrail and that fell down and hurt someone, that's my name ruined. But I would like to think I'm fastidious enough and wary of the details enough to make sure what I make isn't going to hurt anyone. And I extensively, things like my spearheads and my knives that I make for reenactment, I put them through the test on my anvil by absolutely clouting them for a good few minutes.
Okay.
If they haven't broken by then, they're going to be all right to be used. And for blacksmithing, it's far more about the metallurgical mastery and also skill with forging. You get quite often work that has been forged, stuck in shops, and it's gnarly and hammered and whatnot, hammer marks all over it. Really what you want is when you forge something, you want it to be nice and smooth and cleanly forged. You don't want big dents running along it. Blades like this, you want them to be nice and smooth.
You get it like that from hammering?
Yes. This piece of metal started, I'm not picking that up because it might still be this knife started off as that.
Wow. From hammering? Huh.
Yes.
That's seems like such a smooth surface.
The thing is, that's how smooth you should forge. You should be forging perfectly smooth. There's none of this hammer marks in it, vintage look. Quite often, that can be one of the worst insults we get, is when someone says, it's got that really antique vintage look. We don't want that at all. We want it smooth. We want it forged nice and smooth. This dragon here started off this middle stock bar 30mm thick, and he's been forged all the way down to 10mm inside here and fire welded together. But all the way along, he is smooth. We've forged him smooth. These S-hooks, these ones here started life as round bar, but we've forged them smooth into square.
It's incredible.
And this is that standard that you should be looking for. When you see work displayed in a shop and it's got hammer marks in it, clouts in it and stuff like that, it might look rustic, but actually it might be that's a hobbyist blacksmith who can't actually forge well enough and is hiding his inability perhaps behind that style. I mean, there is a call for it, don't get me wrong, some people want that kind of thing, but I tend to be very withdrawn about it when someone wants me to forge like that, because it doesn't reflect well on me if that works out there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When your name is everything, if someone sees that, they think, oh, is that the kind of work I'm going to get? And they're just like with Farris, your name is everything when it comes to it.
So what about for movies like Lord of the Rings or something?
The blacksmiths who worked on Lord of the Rings technically never have to work another day in their life again.
Oh, because they got paid so much.
And they had the rights to make those items again. And technically everyone who then makes an item of those designs under the copyright, they should get money from, basically. But the amount of stuff that they did on the first lot of Lord of the Rings, the amount of stuff they made just on that alone, that's kind of like the commission you dream to have. Right. Because the great thing with Lord of the Rings, the first lot, they actually, well, the very first one, they really did use a lot of real, properly forged, properly made items, as opposed to the later ones where it starts becoming a lot more CGI. Those swords, those shields that they are using are real. Which is why they cost so much. That's why it's so good, because it's real, you can see it before you.
Yeah. Oh, so in those
Exactly. Yes, by all means, yes, that'll just be a pound. Wonderful.
Or something.
Sorry?
Carving or something like that, is it?
That one?
Carving.
As in money-wise? In Tudor England, it would be